Biba Betness. The Committee on Rules hereby convenes this meeting. For the record, today is Friday, May 12th, and the time is now 12:15 Chamorro Standard Time. A first notice for this meeting was sent to all media outlets on Friday, May 5th, 2023, and posted on the Government of Guam Public Notices portal that same day. A second notice was sent to all media outlets on Wednesday, May 10th, 2023, and posted on the Government of Guam Public Notices portal that same day. The rules of engagement for this Committee on Rules meeting, the chair will recognize a member who raises their hand to make a motion. The chair will rule a member out of order if they have not been recognized by the chair. The chair will abide by the Mason's Manual of Legislative Procedure, and the chair will note that a second to a motion is not required. The chair will also note that the standing rules does not recognize a potential items listing. Upon a motion carried by the affirmative vote of 7, however, will items be considered. Core Director, Ms. Cameron Nelson, will now call the roll of members.
Chairperson, Senator Barnett.
Here.
Vice Chairperson, Senator Perez. Speaker Terlahi. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Senator Shelton. Senator Parkinson. Senator Kanata. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Nicolas. Senator Brown. Senator Dueñas. Senator Fisher. Senator Taitigui. Mr. Chair, there is a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Director. The chair will now recognize the Vice Chair on the motion to excuse members not present.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Colleagues, the core meeting minutes can be found on the Google Drive folder dated 5/12/23, labeled 3, approval of the 37th Guam Legislature core meeting minutes. The chair will recognize the Vice Chair on a motion to approve the core meeting minutes for the April 13th, 2023 meeting.
So moved, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you. Thank you. Right on. We'll now move on to item number 4 on the core agenda, document tracking. I'll recognize our legislative secretary, Senator Amanda Shelton, who has prepared the document tracking. And again, colleagues, these documents are available in the Google core meeting drive dated May 12, 2023. Senator Shelton.
Sedus Masi, Mr. Chair. Buenas. Good morning, colleagues. The legislative secretary report to date is as follows. There are 30 appointments submitted by Governor Leon Guerrero, 1 appointment confirmed during the March 3rd session, 1 appointment confirmed during the March 27th session, 4 appointments confirmed during the April 24th session. That is a total of 6 appointments confirmed. Of the remaining 24 appointments, there are pending confirmations, 3 withdrawals, and 0 have extended beyond the 90-day term limit. There is 1 zone change request at this time and 3 rules and regulations requests. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Shelton. We'll now move to the next item on the agenda, sub-item B, ratification of referral and re-referrals. Colleagues, these documents can be found in the Google Drive folder labeled 04B, legislative item logs. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the referral Bill number 91-37 core through 102-37 core and 103-37 LS through 110-37 LS?
So moved.
Thank you. Motion passes. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the referrals of resolution number 88-37 core and resolution number 106-37 LS?
So moved.
Thank you. Motion passes. Session agenda. We'll now move to the items cleared for consideration of the session agenda. Committee reports for the following items have been duly filed with the Committee on Rules. Core Chairperson, that's me. Colleagues, I would like to note the following committee reports have been filed with the Committee on Rules and are available on our legislative website for review and public view. Yes, yes, Senator San Augustine.
I'd like to bring to your attention that the Committee on Rules have received the Bill 33-37 and it has been posted already. I ask that it be included on the list so that it can be addressed and added onto the agenda.
Second.
Mr. Chair, point of inquiry.
Yes, Senator Taitigui.
This is Bill 33-37. What is the title of that?
Yeah, Senator San Augustine, if you don't mind.
All right.
The title.
It was to begin with, Bill 33-37 CR was introduced by Senator Roy Kanata, co-sponsored by Senator Will Parkinson, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operation and Appropriation, an act to add a new section 54 to Chapter 12 of Public Law 36-107, the fiscal year 2023 General Appropriation Act relative to achieving salary parity for attorneys serving as criminal defense attorneys at the Public Defender Service Corporation and the Alternative Public Defender. It's a core.
Just as a point of information for you guys, the committee report was received on May 10th, and it was subsequently uploaded to the website. However, we didn't get the committee report in time for this item to make the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
But I still ask that it be added. It's already posted.
Any objection?
No objection.
Senator Brown?
I'm objecting. I just, Mr. Chair, as we went through this whole rigmarole, the last rules meeting, I would like to make sure we go through the proper process. I mean, if it wasn't put in time for it to be listed, for us to have an opportunity to review it, I just don't think, we should go down that road. We have all the opportunity, you have the staff and resources, if it's a priority, to get it in time, so that we have it listed on our agenda when we come in here, that we're prepared to address it. But we're going to go back again to all these last minute putting things on the agenda.
Mr. Chair,
Senators, thank you, Senator Brown. Senator San Augustine?
as a reminder, it was posted, received more than 24 hours. I understand where Senator Brown's coming from, but there's no deadline, and we met it before the 12th. It is ready listed. By the time we get to session, it'll be more than sufficient number of days to be read by the people. But I understand where Senator Brown, but I still...
Mr. Chairman, I don't
on.
understand the purpose
Senator
of...
Brown,
I just don't
you're
understand
recognized.
the purpose of the rules meeting. You know, this was a major issue of concern we had from our previous term in wanting to ensure some sense of orderly execution of bills that are going to be put on the agenda. Otherwise, I don't understand why we even have a rules meeting if the intent is, oh, don't worry, you'll see it before session. I mean, the intent is that we come in here prepared. We know what bills are going to be put on the agenda. We have an opportunity as members of the Rules Committee prior to coming here to review the bills on the listing, so we're prepared. Instead, we come in and we're once again distracted because other things now are being added to the agenda. If you need to set a deadline to ensure that bills are turned in a timely fashion so that they're put on this agenda for us to formally review, then I would have no issue with that. But again, you know, this constant trying to slam bills on without having us come in prepared, which I think is important. I think we have a right as public officials to be prepared coming into a rules meeting. So does the public, so does the media in reporting what bills are going to be in the agenda so that we have an awareness. I don't understand. I'm here to go into session any day of the week you would like, rules meetings any day of the week that you would like. I would just like to have some sense of order, and this constant adding on and adding on and adding on almost makes it pointless in having a rules meeting.
Thank you, Senator Brown. There's been an objection. All in favor of placing, what is it, Bill 33? Oh, Senator Perez, yes, you may do a point of information, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to be clear that this committee report was cleared by Committee on Rules. It is on the website, so there's sufficient time for it to meet open government law. So as of today, it is cleared. So I just wanted to make a note of that.
So do you mean to say, Senator Perez, that the committee report's on the website and anybody in the public or anybody in this committee could review it and view it?
Yes, and that's correct. And most importantly, it meets open government law.
Thank you, Senator Perez. So there's been an objection. All in favor of placing Bill 33-37 onto the session agenda, please signify by raising your hand.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the pay raise.
Again, can I see those show of hands? All those in favor of placing this Bill 33-37, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion fails.
Man.
Anybody else? Oh, can you? I'm going to recognize my Vice Chair, Senator Sabina Perez, who's going to read off the bills cleared for session agenda consideration.
Okay, just Yes, am I adding things right now or just reading off? I think it's. Okay, just a point of information. So there is a listing of bills that have cleared core that's on the current agenda, but there is some discrepancies because there's other bills that were not on the core agenda that have already cleared and are on the website. The ones that are listed currently is, as you can see, is listed 1 through, sorry. So there's several bills, Bill 20, Bill 28, 36, 42, 59, 61, 73. They're all on this agenda, but it's not an accurate listing because there's other bills that have cleared core are already on the website.
Yeah.
And
Mr. Chair, can we have a moment's recess, please, so that we can
Yes, yes,
reconcile?
thank you.
Please?
You're recognized.
Yes,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chair.
Short
a moment's
recess.
recess.
We're back. Biba Betnes, thank you for the kind recess. We're now entertaining motions for placing items on the session agenda. Senator Perez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to place Bill number 36-37 COR as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor Procurement, Statistics, Research, and Planning, sponsored by myself, Senator Sabina Flores-Perez, co-sponsored by Senators Chris Barnett, Roy A.B. Kanata, Joanne Brown, William A. Parkinson, Jesse A. Lujan, Joe S. San Augustine. It's an act to add a new section 5428 to Subarticle A, Article 9, Chapter 5, Division 1, Title 5 Guam Code, annotated relative to administrative review of critical government procurement contract decisions in excess of $5 million. So that's for Bill 36-37 to be placed on the agenda. Any second.
Any objection? Any? No. Okay. Motion passes. Senator Perez.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. I also move to place Bill number 42-37, COR, as amended by the Committee on Education, Public Safety, and the Arts, sponsored by Senator Chris Barnett, co-sponsored by Speaker Therese Talahi, Senators Tello Taitigui and Joanne Brown, to an act to add a new section 7117 to Chapter 7, Title 17 Guam Code, annotated relative to requiring the availability of automated external defibrillators on all school campuses of the Guam Department of Education by June 30, 2024. So I move to put that on the session agenda.
Any objection? Any objections?
Mr.
No?
Chair,
Okay, motion
just a
passed.
point of information.
Yes, Senator Taitigui.
Just on the agenda, it looks like Speaker Therese Talahi introduced the bill. It's actually your bill, so I just wanted to make it for the record.
Yep.
Okay.
We're doing that. Thank you for your
Thank you.
observation, Senator Taitigui. Good eye. Good eyes. Any objections on placing Bill 42-37? None. Motion passes. Senator Perez.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to place Bill number 59-37 COR, sponsored by Senator Chris Barnett, co-sponsored by Senators Sabina Flores-Perez, Tello T. Taitigui, Joanne M. Brown, Christopher M. Duenas, Thomas J. Fisher, Jesse A. Lujan, an act to appropriate the sum of... Oh, yeah. Wait, maybe I'll pass that one. Sorry, I withdraw that.
Yeah, we already did that. Yeah.
Okay, so...
Objection.
Apologies, I withdraw that one.
Thank you, Senator San Augustine. Yes, so just as a point of information for the general public, our adoring fans watching on YouTube and the legislature's TV channel, we had just duly passed the LEAP legislation, and as you may or may not recall, there were actually 3 LEAP measures introduced, one by myself, one by Senator Frank Blas Jr., and one by Senator San Augustine, and we just passed Senator San Augustine's version. So thank you, Senator Perez. You're recognized.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to place Bill number 44-37 COR, sponsored by Senator Chris Barnett and co-sponsored by Senator Sabina Flores-Perez. So it's, this is one of those that was cleared, 44-37.
Objection. If it's not on the list, no different than Bill 33. Thank you.
Yeah, but it cleared core by today. I was interrupted.
And we have to
Yeah,
adjourn.
so just to complete, it's an act to add section 7112 D and 7112.2 of Chapter 7, Title 17 Guam Code, annotated relative to creating the Safe School Facilities Act of 2023.
Senator Perez, may I inquire, was there a committee report submitted for this measure?
It was submitted on the 8th, but it cleared and it's on the website currently.
Thank you. Any objection to placing bill number 44-37? There's been an objection. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Motion passes. Thank you.
I got more to go.
Yeah, go ahead. Senator Perez, you're recognized.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to place Bill number 62-37 COR, sponsored by Senator Chris Barnett. It's an act to amend sections 12104, 12106, 12108B, and to repeal section 12107R and T, all of Chapter 12, Title 17 of the Guam Code annotated relative to the process for charter school petitions to be placed on the session agenda. Again, this one was received on the 8th of May, but it cleared as of, in time for today, and it's been on the website.
Thank you,
currently.
Senator Perez. Any objections?
62-37.
Bill 62-37. There's been an objection. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Motion passes. Thank you.
Got two more.
Is that it?
Two more.
Two more. Okay, go ahead. Senator Perez.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to place Bill number 82-37 LS as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue, Taxation, Labor, Procurement, Statistics, Research, and Planning, sponsored by Senator Dwayne Sinicolas, co-sponsored by Vice Speaker Tina Rosemary Barnes, co-sponsored by Christopher M. Duenas, William Parkinson, Jesse Lujan, Joseph Augustine, Roy Kanata. Is an act to amend Section 7120.2, 7120.5, 716E, and 7161F of Chapter 7, Title 16 Guam Code annotated relative to allowing the Republic of Korea veterans and Distinguished Flying Cross recipients to qualify for Guam veteran license plates and to allow more documents to be used for veteran qualifications to be placed onto the session agenda.
Any objection?
I'm going to object.
There has been an objection. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand.
You guys could do better.
Motion passes. Thank you, Senator Perez.
One more.
Senator Perez, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The last item I move to place on the session agenda is Bill number 101-37 COR as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue, and Taxation, Labor, Procurement, Statistics, Research, and Planning, sponsored by myself, Senator Sabina Flores-Perez, an act to repeal and reenact Section 1310 of Article 1, Chapter 1, Title 22, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations relative to adopting updated emission standards for sulfur oxides from fuel combustion to ensure the island of Guam meets the National Ambient Air Quality Standards for sulfur dioxide by the Guam Environmental Protection Agency.
Senator Perez, Any objections?
I'm still going to object.
There's been an objection. All in favor, please signify by raising your hands. Thank you. Thank you.
What was that number? Sorry.
101-37. Okay. Senator Parkinson, you're recognized.
I move to place on the session agenda Bill number 20-37 COR as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, introduced by myself, William A. Parkinson, co-sponsored by Therese M. Terlahi, Roy A. B. Kanata, Dwayne Sinicolas, an act to amend sections 2103 and 2104 of Article 1 and sections 2701, 2702, 2703, and 2705 of Article 7, add a new section to add to 2201 of Article 2, all of Chapter 2, Title 10, Guam Code annotated, relative to restoring access to federal public assistance for otherwise eligible individuals with felony drug convictions.
Any objections? No objection. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair,
Senator San Augustine, you're recognized.
I'd ask that a motion to reconsider Bill 33-37 to be,
Any objections to the motion to reconsider 33-37? There's been an objection. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Motion passes.
then, Mr. Chair,
Senator San
motion
Augustine?
is to add to the agenda Bill 33-37.
Okay. Any objection? There's been an objection. All signify by raising your hands. In favor of placing 33-37 on the session agenda. 1, 2. Motion passes. Thank you.
Add Bill 28, was that added already?
No.
Okay.
Senator San Augustine? Or
Yeah.
Senator, go ahead, Senator San
Okay,
Augustine.
Bill 28-37, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations and Appropriation, introduced by Senator Cananta, co-sponsored by Senator Will Parkinson and Senator Dwayne Nicholas, an act to add new Article 3, Chapter 18, Title 1, Guam Code annotated relative to adopting a standardized typeface for the government of Guam.
Any objections?
None.
None?
Thank you.
Thank you. Motion passes. Did you do 36? What about Speaker Tulahi, you're recognized?
I move to place Bill number 73-37 onto the agenda. It says amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Cultures, introduced by Teresa Lahi, Chris Barnett, Talo Taitigui, Joanne M. Brown, an act relative to further expanding access to opioid antagonists by establishing an emergency opioid access bystander program and requiring co-prescription of opioid antagonists by adding a new section 16115, 16116, 117, and 118 to Title 10, Guam Code Annotated, Chapter 16, Division 1.
Any objection?
Thank you.
Point of inquiry? Senator Fisher, yes.
Yeah, I was wondering, is this bill actually going to continue considering the fact that it's moot?
Yes, so now we can get opioid antagonists over the counter, but you still have to pay for it. So this will allow the opioid commission that has access to these antagonists to distribute them even in the community, they're going to designated areas.
Yes, it has a fiscal note too then, huh?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Does that satisfy your point of inquiry, Senator Fisher?
Yes, it does, Chair. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Senator Fisher. Appreciate it. Senator Shelton?
Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair?
Senator Taitigui?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, are we completed with the bills that you are putting on the agenda?
Say again, ma'am?
Is this completing the bills that will be placed on the agenda for the upcoming
Are
session?
there any more motions to place any? Speaker? No. Are there any more motions to entertain bills being placed on the session agenda? No, ma'am.
Thank you,
It
Mr.
appears-
Chair. I
yeah.
just want to make it say for the record, this agenda was placed out for the public on May 5th, and now the agenda is completely changed. And I hope that those who have committees, submit in time for the agenda to be placed out on the next time around. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Senator Taitigui. Senator Shelton, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I'd like to place the appointment of Donald I. Weekly Sr. to serve as a member of the Guam International Airport Authority Board of Directors for a 3-year term.
There is no agenda on these.
Mr. Chair, for the record, these were filed to the with the clerk's office today.
Point of information, Mr. Chair.
Senator Taitigui, you're recognized.
I'm just surprised because we don't have anything for nominations on the agenda at all.
I believe Senator Shelton had addressed that, but Senator Shelton, if you don't mind, Talumbiai.
Yes,
Por
thank
favor.
you.
So in other words, she missed the deadline of May 5th. Thank you.
Yeah, the committee report was submitted to the Committee on Rules on Thursday, May 11th, and filed with the clerks on May 12th today. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, is that on the website?
Thank you, Senator Shelton. Senator Taitigui, you are recognized.
I apologize, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
I'll wait for your recognition. Thank you. Mr. Chair, is that particular individual on the website today?
Senator Titlegy, on your point of information, we're just informed that although, yes, according to Senator Shelton and the Committee on Rules, the report was received yesterday. However, MIS has not been able to post it up on the website yet.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for that information. And that, Mr. Chair, even though, Don Weekly's my uncle, I'm going to have to object, most especially because today, there's one thing for everyone to agree here to put these bills on the agenda that's on the website today. But when we don't have anything on the website today, now that's a problem. So I'm going to have to object.
Thank you, Senator Titlegy. There's been an objection on the placing of Don Weekly, the appointment of Don Weekly onto the session agenda. Please signify by raising your hands that there has been an objection. Are you raising your hand? Yeah, it's on the website. Motion fails. Thank you. Also, can we go back to bill number 73-37 because Senator Fisher had made a point of inquiry information. We satisfied that point of information. However, we did not vote to place the bill on the agenda. So
There was no objection, sir.
yeah, so there's no objection, so we're good on that?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Is that it? What else? Oh, I'm sorry. Senator, Speaker Terlahi, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move to place the reappointment of Elizabeth Barrett Anderson to the Criminal Injuries Compensation Commission for a 4-year term, April 1, 2023 to March 31, 2027. This has been cleared by Committee on Rules on May 8th. It's posted on the website as well.
Thank you. Any objection
No objection.
to the place? There's been an objection. All in favor, please signify by raising your hands the placing of Elizabeth Barrett Anderson on the session agenda. Under 1, 2,
Why is
3,
it
4,
since
5,
May?
6, 7, 8. Motion passes. Are there any other nominations? Anyone? Senator Shelton? I don't know. There's no potential list.
So I'd like to make a motion to add the appointment of Donald I. Weekly Sr. to serve as a member of the Guam International Airport Authority Board of Directors for the term of 3 years to the potential list for session.
Mr. Chair?
Senator Titlegy, you're recognized.
Potential seems to be like a 4-letter word here, and I'd really rather not go down this hole here, putting us in a predicament. We all mentioned that potentials should not happen. It's not fair to not just us, but most especially to the public, putting potentials on. So I strongly object to this. It's one thing to have the nominee on the website today, but not to even have them on the website and them to create a potential website, a potential list. Might as well do a potential website too, right? Coming to think of it, But this, and like I said earlier, he's my uncle, and I have to object and stick by the rules. We expect the public to follow the law and the rules, but this body needs to do the same and show by example. Potential? We went down that hole in the last legislature. We can't do the same thing in this one. Let's bring the trust that this public has in this body back to this body.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Titlegy. Your strong objection is noted. Speaker Terlahi?
Yes, on that motion, I support the motion because this committee report has already been submitted to the Committee on Rules. It's been cleared by the Committee on Rules. It's pending being put on the website by MIS. I'm pretty sure it's going to be done by the end of the day. They normally do it within an hour or two. This is to create a potential list to give notice to the public of what we're going to deal with in session so that our session agenda is complete with every item that we might talk about, not items that are going to come up at the last minute that you guys have agreed to put on the session agenda at the last minute. So all I'm saying...
Point of information, I've never done that.
I'm saying that this is a potential list. It's the way we give notice according to the open government law. We attach it to our agenda. We give notice to the public that we might make a motion on the day of session to add it to that agenda. So notice is given, and this one especially, everything's been completed. We're waiting for MIS to upload it, and I'm pretty sure, unless you want to recess for half a day and come back, I don't understand that. We have to get notices out to the media. We have to print them in the paper. Everybody's acting as expeditiously as possible, including the staff at the Committee on Rules. So I support this motion.
Thank you, Speaker Terlahi. On the motion, there's been a strong objection.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Brown?
You know, I also want to point out, we say we want to notify the public, but I also notice the public notice, even what's published in the paper, doesn't even list, and the public notice requirement does require that we should, to the effect of keeping people informed, really let them know. Simply publishing bill numbers does not inform the public, because not everyone, including a lot of our elderly, even though there are many that do get online, don't know what these bill numbers represent. If you ask me randomly a bill number, more than likely, unless it was my own bill, I would not even know what the bill description was. We don't even provide adequate description to the public of what we're discussing. We continue and will continue to object to this intention of putting potential bills, potential nominations on the agenda. There's no reason, with all the money and resources provided to this legislature and staffing capacity, these things cannot get in time for a scheduled session at a rules meeting. Otherwise, Mr. Chairman, I don't know why we have rules meetings. I don't even know why you send us agendas that have no meaning by the time we get here.
Thank you.
We should have an expectation when we come here as the public to know what's being discussed. And now, even if it's not on the website, we'll just add it on as a potential and continue to allow that. We have the authority to do it, but because we have the authority to do it, should we abuse that authority when we require other government of Guam agencies to publish on their agenda what they're going to discuss? And if they don't, the extreme of nullifying any action they take is what we impose upon them to ensure that they meet public notice requirements so that the people of Guam know how their resources are being spent and what decisions are being made on their behalf. But to continue to see this process, we continue to raise the concern, we'll continue to raise the concern with the fact that we want to add things on after the fact rather than coming in here and having an organized meeting with an organized agenda so that we're fully informed and have the bills in front of us so that we can have an expectation of what it is that we're going to make decisions on behalf of the public.
Thank you, Senator Brown. Just as a point of information, as a sitting senator in the 37 Guam legislature, I hold these rules meetings and I come to them fully prepared. I check the website. I look at what bills have submitted committee reports. I look at what bills are potentially eligible to be placed on the session agenda. And so I just ask that the other members of this committee try their best to do the same. Thank you. On the motion, there's been a couple objections. Please signify your support of this motion in placing Donald Weekly and his nomination onto the session agenda by raising your hand. On the potential list, thank you, thank you. Potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion passes.
Again.
Senator Shelton.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to place the appointment of Yolanda M. Padrones to serve as a member of the Guam Community College Board of Trustees for the term of 5 years on the potential list for session. Again, the same as Mr. Weekly, this committee report was submitted on Thursday, May 11th. It has been filed with the clerks and is awaiting upload by MIS.
Thank you, Senator Shelton. Any objection?
Objection.
Yeah, there's been an
Objection, and
objection.
Mr.
Thank you. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 7, 8. Thank you. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, point of inquiry.
Senator Fisher.
We're establishing this potential list, which doesn't exist in law, and the point of notice is so that people can know what's going on.
Right.
Here they don't, because we're just creating this potentials list. So because we are objectively incompetent, why do the people have to suffer? Thank you.
Was that a rhetorical point of information, Senator Fisher? Thank you.
No, sir, that was not rhetorical. We're not getting the information up as we promised each other and we promised the people. We're not doing it. We are not performing our job as we are required to do it. Why should the people suffer?
Thank you, Senator Fisher. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Sir, on a motion to
Okay,
adopt
sorry. Thank you. Senator St. Augustine, you're
A
recognized.
motion to adopt the
session agenda.
session agenda
Yeah? No,
and the listing of all the other items.
no, it's not.
Object for the record. Why not? Let's object for the record. I'm objecting for the record.
Yeah. Speaker Terlahi, you're recognized.
Thank you. I'd just like to amend that motion to add, as we have been doing for the past couple years now, under motions to add an item. There are no more vetoed items, that's why that's not listed here, but to add another item that we've been adding to every agenda that says a motion to add bills from the potentials list that is attached.
On the motion, there's an objection.
The potential, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. May I?
Senator Tidegui, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Could the speaker, good speaker, kind of repeat what she was just saying? I'm not understanding what she's saying. I mean, the sins of the past, it's okay to do it for the future.
It's
Is
not
that
a
what
sin.
it is?
It's the way we give public notice
Yeah.
of what motions we are going to be making, because those are motions. So we normally list vetoed bills. I think the staff should have actually just put that under there. There's going to be vetoed bills.
Oh, okay,
if
thank
there are
you.
any vetoed bills. And we also, under motions, allow motions to add bills to the agenda from the potential items list that
I
is
see.
attached.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. I understand completely what you're saying now. It's just the vetoes are automatic, if I'm not mistaken. They are automatic going into the agenda whenever they're, because
They are, yes, that's
Okay.
correct. All of these used to be automatic, but we're
Yeah.
trying to we publish the agendas now, so I'm going to add, I want them to add it in so that when I publish, those are always in.
okay, then I withdraw any other concerns, and thank you, Madam Speaker.
Sorry, if I could amend that motion.
Speaker
The last time
Terlahi.
when we were anticipating vetoes, and we don't have them yet, so we can't list them out, we put a motion to allow that any vetoed items received after the core meeting, yes, that those would also be considered in session.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Tidegui. Speaker Terlahi? You good? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. On the motion? Okay, motion passes. Senator Perez, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to adopt the session agenda, including the potential, to include the potential items list.
Objection.
Mr. Chair, that was my
Senator St.
motion,
Augustine.
and the speaker just amended it, so all we have to
Okay.
do is complete it, and we'll be
That's it.
done.
All right, thank you, Senator St. Augustine. Gets confusing with all these motions flying all over and objections flying all over the place. Thank you. Yeah. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your hand. Adopt the agenda with the potential items listing. Motion passes. Thank you. Thank you.
Motion to
Motion
adjourn.
to adjourn. Do I hear? Yes. Okay. Thank you. This has been another amazing Committee on Rules meeting. Yes, that's it. The Committee on Rules hereby adjourns this meeting at 1:02 Chamorro Standard Time. Viva Business! Thank you, committee members, for your hearty attendance and participation at today's meeting. Hasta adios.